the country,
while I prefer the town.
when we put our heads together,
we're the best combination around.
Emily
And Alexander, we're really quite a pair. Wherever there's adventure, you'll find these two cousins there. We like to visit relatives.
Oh, and making friends is fun.
Yup, excitement seems to find us whenever we do either one. Evil rats are all around.
So trouble soon begins.
We just put our heads together. In the end, we always win. Country mouse and city mouse, we're really quite a pair. Wherever there's adventure, you'll find these two cousins there. Country mouse and city mouse.
Hitching a ride on this dog sled was a terrific idea, Alexander.
You can say that again, Emily. Up here on Ellesmere Island, dog sled is the only way to go.
I can't wait to team up with Cousin Mackenzie and explore the top of the world. What an adventure.
And I can't wait to try out my new snowshoes.
Well, now's your chance. This is where we get off. It's a good thing Cousin Mackenzie told us to dress warmly. The Arctic is one of the coldest places on Earth. Did you know they have 100 different words for snow in the North, Alexander? Alexander?
Whoa! What's the word for snowfall? The sales mouse at the expedition shop assured me these snowshoes would be real lifesavers. I'm going to demand a refund.
Come on, Alexander. We don't want to keep a famous explorer mouse like Cousin Mackenzie waiting.
How am I supposed to hike through the snow?
You're about to find out. Run, Alexander! Where's a mouse hole when we need one? There's no place to hide.
Well, I'm not ending up a frozen snack without a fight. Hey, what's so funny? I'll show you. Maybe not. Save yourself, Emily.
Hiya! Cousin Mackenzie! Hey, over here! That sales mouse was right. Those snowshoes turned out to be real lifesavers after all.
It's Cousin Mackenzie we have to thank. The roughest, toughest explorer mouse any place.
Thank you, Alexander. But you showed true grit yourself standing up to a wolverine. Can't buy that in a store. Reminds me of the time I stared down a charging rhinoceros in Africa. Just have to show 'em who's boss.
Well, maybe we should get out of here, Cousin Mackenzie, before that wolverine comes back.
Good idea, Emily. Safety first. That's the watchword in the wilderness. Oh, and call me Mako. All my friends do.
Okay, Cousin Mako, let's go.
What is it, boy? Who do you see? Is it Father? Ho, Tuck! Hello! Mako Mouse! Emily and Alexander, meet my good friend Tuck and his husky dog, Muckluck. Glad to meet you.
Hello, fellas.
Tuck's father is away on the Peary expedition to discover the North Pole.
My father's been gone a long time. I'm starting to wonder if he's lost in the wilderness.
I'm sure your father will be home soon, Tuck.
And he'll come back a hero if he helps Robert Peary reach the pole. The race to discover the North Pole is the greatest adventure ever.
Alexander, have a look at this.
It's a map of the top of the world.
I have had many adventures mapping the Arctic. Now I'm ready to make my dream of being the first mouse to reach the North Pole come true.
With a map like that, you can reach the pole while great explorers like Peary, Cook, and Amundsen are still looking. Not only will you make mouse history, but world history as well.
Are you ready to head to the North Pole, to brave the great unknown across the frozen ice and join my expedition?
Well...
Oh, yes! And we're sure to run into Tuck's father on our adventure. If he's lost, Cousin Mako's map will show him the way home.
When do we leave?
Sorry, Tuck, but you've got to stay and help your family.
And you'll want to be here when your father comes home to give him a big hero's welcome.
I guess you're right.
It's a good thing I remembered to bring my lucky explorer's compass.
We know the way to the North Pole, but how are we going to get there? It's a long walk.
Who says anything about walking? Nanook, polar bears are the greatest travelers in the north. And they're great swimmers.
Whoa!
This reminds me of the time I hitched a ride on a friendly dolphin. Whee! Hi, mates!
And I thought dog sled was the only way to go!
Thanks for the ride, Nanook. I wish we could play too, but that's your mama calling.
And we sure don't want to make her mad.
We'll rest here for the night and then hitch a ride in the morning.
It's not night yet. The sun is still in the sky.
The Arctic is known as the land of the midnight sun. It never gets dark in summertime. The sun's up 24 hours a day.
Sounds like a great place to be a daydreamer.
Help! Tuck! It's Father! I'm lost!
Father! Muckluck, wake up! The snow spoke to me. Father needs our help.
Goodness, this ground is squeakier than a loose floorboard back home on the farm.
That's the ice shifting. It might feel like we're walking on land, but we're heading out onto the frozen sea called the polar ice cap.
Oh my.
Don't worry, Emily. The ice is thick enough to hold up a mouse. But not a walrus! Run!
Whoa! Emily! Marco! Help!
That water is ice cold. If Alexander slides in, he'll freeze.
Hang on, Alexander!
Grab my hand! Alexander! Mush! Mush! Hiya! Tuck! Over here! Help!
I got you.
Now I know how an icicle feels.
Tuck, you're a hero!
Emily's right. You saved Alexander as sure as a cat leaves tracks after a snowstorm.
Thank you, Tuck. But what are you doing here? You'll miss seeing your father when he gets home.
My father isn't coming home. I heard him in a dream. The Peary expedition is lost.
Then it's up to us to find them. And who better than Cousin Mako to lead the way?
Don't worry, Tuck. We'll find your father.
After all, we are headed in the same direction.
On to the North Pole!
Mush! Mush!
The Peary expedition must be lost somewhere close to the pole. We'll make good time as long as the weather holds.
Is something the matter, Alexander?
I don't mean to alarm you, Emily, but I think I must have banged my head when I fell in the water. I'm seeing lights.
You're not seeing things, Alexander. Those lights are called the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. The Arctic has more wonders than an amusement park. This blizzard isn't going to let up. We have to find shelter before we freeze.
We must find shelter. Mukluk needs to rest.
We'll build a house here.
How are you going to do that? There's nothing but snow, snow, and more snow.
Exactly. And what kind of house is built entirely from snow?
Of course. An igloo. How wonderful. Who'd have thought a house made of ice could be so cozy?
Arctic storms can blow for days. What'll we do to pass the time?
That's easy. Tuck and I know all kinds of jokes and games. Skywalking is my favorite game. Reminds me of the time I hit a bump skiing down the Alps and somersaulted up into the air.
Games help us learn the skills we need to survive in the Arctic.
Woohoo! School was never like this!
That looks like a caribou.
That's right. We call it Tuktu.
I've seen that one up close. It's a walrus.
And that's our good friend Nanook, the polar bear.
What skill does throat singing teach, Cousin Mako?
It teaches the most important skill of all, Alexander. How to have a sense of humor.
Has the storm passed already?
Time flies when you're having fun.
I have a feeling it's going to be smooth sailing from now on.
Uh-oh!
I spoke too soon.
Mako, Emily, Alexander.
Doc! Help! Let go of us, Blizzard Breath! We're not afraid of you!
Is that such a good idea, Cousin Mako?
I'm not letting my expedition get hijacked by a snowy owl. I'm gonna make him drop us.
How is that safer than the trouble we're in right now?
If you'd ever seen the inside of an owl's nest, you'd know. Remember what Tuck said about games? Time to give this bird a lesson in skywalking.
Well done, Cousin Mako.
Watch out! Now that's what I call a snowy owl.
Let's get out of here. Well, cousins, the position of the sun and the direction of the drifting snow tells me one thing for sure.
We're at the North Pole?
We're lost.
And Tuck is out there all alone.
Tuck's lived in the Arctic his whole life. As long as he follows my map, he'll find his father.
But how will we ever find Tuck?
There's an old trick to surviving in the frozen north. It's called luck.
We have all the luck we need right here. My lucky compass. It'll point us in the right direction. Say, it's never done that before.
That's because the high Arctic is the one place on Earth a compass doesn't work. But that's all right. There are other ways of telling which direction we're headed. You just have to know what to look for. Come on! The way the snowdrifts tells us north is that way.
Cousin Mako, if we've stopped walking, how come I still hear footsteps?
Who's out there?
I don't know if we should stick around to find out.
Hold up, guys. I think we're about to get a ride. Hopping a ride on this snowshoe hare sure makes up for lost time.
Now I know where the term quick like a bunny comes from.
I just hope Tuck's having a less bumpy time.
I hope our mouse friends are all right, Muckluck. We've got to keep following the map and find Father. He'll know what to do. Mush!
Do you think it's safe to cross?
There's only one way to find out.
Careful, Cousin Mako.
Easy as crossing a rope bridge in the Amazon rainforest. Your turn, Emily.
Yeah!
Watch out!
I've got you.
Careful, Alexander. That bridge could collapse any minute.
I hate it when you say that.
Alexander!
When you said this was going to be an adventure, Emily, you weren't kidding.
Don't worry, boy. We'll see our friends again. And I know we'll find Father. We'll leave Mako Mouse a sign. She'll know what it means.
If my nose gets any colder, my whiskers will snap.
I'm sure I've frozen my tail off already.
I could sure use a hot cup of cocoa about now.
Me too.
Look, over there.
It's Tuck! Tuck! Over here!
I don't know about you, but I feel warmer already.
Hold on! That's not Tuck.
It's just a pile of stones.
That's no ordinary pile of stones. It's what we've been searching for. It's an Inuit signpost called an Inukshuk. Tuck must have built it to show us the way.
Look, there's another one over there.
Let's go.
Tuck is showing us the way. We're saved!
Once our mouse friends find my Inukshuks, they'll catch up to us in no time. What is it, boy? It's Mr. Perry's ship, the Roosevelt. We found Father!
That's the most fantastic story I ever heard. Imagine a boy and his dog getting as far as the expedition team, all on their own.
I thought I told you to stay home.
Sorry, Father.
I'd be mad at you if I wasn't so proud.
This doesn't alter the fact that we're no closer to finding the North Pole than we were before.
Mr. Peary, I have a feeling your luck is about to change. I have something to show you.
There's another Inukshuk over there. This is the best game of follow the leader ever.
Looks like it's starting to snow.
That's not a snowflake. It's a white feather.
Run! Get away from me, you overstuffed pillow!
Hang on, Cousin Mako!
Look out!
lucky compass.
This looks like the end of the Mackenzie expedition. Which is better, getting eaten by an owl or trampled by a polar bear?
I'll tell you what's best, finding old friends. That's Nanook and his mother.
Woohoo! They made it!
We'd have been lost without your Anookshuks to show us the way, Tuck.
It's the Inuit way to help fellow travelers. Anyhow, I couldn't have done it without this.
Tuck. Tuck, what's that you have there?
This is what I wanted to show you.
What's this? I don't believe it. We still have a long way to go, but with this map, we're sure to reach the pole. Harness the sled dogs. This polar expedition is back on track. We couldn't have made it to the North Pole without this fine map of yours, my boy. You are the greatest explorer I ever met.
Gee, thanks for saying so, Captain Peary. But really, I'm the second greatest explorer.
Well, if you insist, the second greatest explorer. I suppose when they do write the history books, the name Robert Peary will go down as the greatest explorer.
The controversy over who won the race to the North Pole heated up this week when Robert Peary dismissed claims by fellow explorer Frederick Cook that he got there first. But we mice know who really deserves the credit.
Cousin Mako Mackenzie Mouse, the greatest explorer of them all.